Hello and welcome back to Cast On, a knitting podcast where I talk about my whips, my finished objects, most of the time some yarn acquisitions and some more knitting stuff. This is episode 10 and I'm glad you are back. Hello to everyone that is new and welcome back to all the people that are returning viewers. My name is Ellie, I am from Austria, I am a knitter and I also sew a few things of mine, and yeah, this is my knitting podcast. Welcome! Today I have one finished object to show you and lots of whips, so be prepared for that. I also have quite a few yarn acquisitions because if you didn't know, I am back from my holidays in England. I came back about a week ago. This is also why this episode is a week later, because I came back with a cold and a bit of a sore throat, so I'm very sorry today as well if I croak, if my voice breaks. I also need to keep drinking tea, which is right here, to moisturize my throat because it's not back to normal just yet. But I hope you are all doing really well. I hope you also got yourself a cup of tea or beverage in general and grab your knitting, and I think we can get started. So the first finished object that I have to show you is something that I've worked on for so long and I'm so glad it's finally done. It is my Cécile top. This is what it looks like. This is my last summer shirt, summer knit, whatever you want to call it. It is by Susanne Müller, or Paula M is the designer, and it's got this really nice ribbed texture all over the shirt. It's a v-neck and I made this in the label here, BC Bio Balance, BC Garn Bio Balance. Here is the label. I've shown this many times before, in the color 10, which is a really nice browny grey color, and you work on 3mm needles, and this took me forever, but I finally decided to just kick myself in the butt and decided to do it. And overall the pattern was very good. I really enjoyed it. I'm not too sure if I enjoyed working on 3mm needles, especially in rib, because what happened is that after my knit section, the last knit stage, when I switch over to a purl, is like super stretched out, so you have these rows like following along, pretty much in every section. You have it here and here and here, and that just makes it a bit untidy in my opinion. Also, I don't know if I think I have to look up a bit more about blocking and how to properly block stuff, because this grew like hell. Like this is double the width than what I had before, and I actually quite like the cinched in look, but I really wanted to block it to see if the stitches would even out. They did in some places, in others they didn't like really even out. I mean, it is a cotton and wool blend, so I didn't expect it to be fully like all nice and stuff, but it's quite big on me. I used up all of the yarn, which I'm super happy about, because we all love when we don't have any scraps left. The only scrap that I have is this tiny string here. This is all I have left, and that was my goal because I had 2 skeins of this yarn, and really happy that I could do it. I actually had to undo the bottom ones, because when I started binding off, yeah, I did not have enough yarn, so I had to redo the bottom twice. I just bound off with a regular cast off edge, nothing fancy here. It also gives you this wiggle. I don't know if that's if you can really see that. I don't know if that was me blocking it, but it's a bit wavy. I don't really mind that because when I wear it, it just hits my hip bone. I wish it was a bit longer, but I think for summer, because this is a summer shirt, it's gonna be fine because I'm gonna wear high-waisted things anyway. So yeah, that is my Cécile top. Have to wait till next summer until I can wear it, or maybe even in winter as like an undergarment kind of thing. But yeah, really like it and would recommend. Would I make it again? I don't think so, because 3mm working in rib for so long, that was not fun. But maybe it's just me not having enough practice. Anyway, first finished object, well, first and only finished object should I say, whips. Because I was on holidays, I only had one thing that I had with me, and I worked on that during my holiday, but not as much as I probably could have done because I just really wanted to enjoy the time. I'm probably gonna talk more about it later on in the video. But now for whips, I have a mess. That's what I have. Oh gosh. This is the Frankie Sweater by Sandnesgarn. They have it in one of their books. Oh dear. Maybe I can talk about the yarn whilst I try to untangle this. I laid it nice and flat so I could show you easily, and that didn't quite work out. So the yarn that I'm using is Wollyknit, 100% British wool on the cone. I bought this in March through the Korea Bear collaboration that she had with Wollyknit in charcoal, which is this really lovely dark grey. It washes out a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's it. And I paired it with one strand of Drops Kit Silk Mohair, also in a dark grey. This is colour number 22, because the Wollyknit wool is a very light fingering weight, so you do kind of have to pair it with something, or you hold it double like I already did with one of my other sweaters. Anyway, the Frankie sweater, this is what it looks like. Ta-da! I finished the body until you get to the rib, and the rib is quite a big part of the body still, so I tried this on today for the first time, and it's just about where my belly button hits me. But I am a bit worried that I won't have enough yarn. I did measure the yarn, like I did weigh it and then try to calculate how much yardage I have, and what the pattern says that I would need, I do have that amount, but I still am a bit worried. I'm on my first sleeve. I still got a little bit more to do here. This is the top, and I actually really like the collar. You are supposed to fold it, and I've not decided just yet what I want to do. I'll probably need some help from you guys if I should just leave it as like a high neck like this, or if I should fold it and sew it down like the pattern tells you, to get more of this look. All in all, I really like the two yarns together. I am a bit sensitive around my neck, especially with mohair. It's really itchy and really scratchy. I always try to tell myself that I'm not, and I make another sweater that is like high neck, and then it's always itchy. That is a car siren. Very sorry if you can hear that. But yeah, currently on the sleeve, I did a few modifications for this. The first one is, it is quite a deep sweater. The pattern tells you to increase in a certain way, that you only increase on the sleeves, not like a raglan where you increase every second row. you increase every 4th row on the sleeves, which probably gives you like a really wide body with quite a lot of drape up here and a bit of a bat wing situation, which I'm not super in love with. I mean, this sweater does have it like tremendously because here's my armpit, here's the bottom. But for this one I wanted something just a bit tighter because I had a look at the pattern again. And so that is the first thing that I did. I reduced the amount of times that you're only supposed to increase on the sleeves, and just switched to a normal raglan increase. After like the 6th time I did the repeat. And the second thing is, for the sleeve they don't really give you any instructions on that, so you're just supposed to knit the sleeve with the amount of stitches that you have all the way to the cuff. And I really don't like a tapered sleeve. I want it to be a bit more cinched in, so I am decreasing every 12th row, which I think works out quite well. Also for the underarms, you are supposed to pick up a lot of stitches, like I can't remember, but something ridiculous like 20 stitches. And what I did instead is I used the 3 raglan stitches on both sides of the sleeve. I just put that into the sleeve instead of the body, which also makes the sleeve the correct circumference that the pattern tells you, and the body a bit thinner, which is what I wanted. So yeah, that is it for now. This is what I've been working on in England. Last time I think, I can't sure if I already had the yoke, probably not. I think I only had a little bit, but yeah, I've been knitting on this on the plane and whilst we were waiting and stuff like this. Also, I had absolutely no problem knitting on the plane. The knitting needles that I used were my wooden ones from Lana Grossa, and did not get stopped anywhere. Was absolutely no problem, so that's good. Didn't get my needles taken off. And yeah, super fluffy. Very much looking forward to be able to wear this. And like I said, I'm going to knit the sleeves first because I really want the sleeves to be the correct length. I'm not too fussed if the body is too short, but I have about 3 skeins left. Well, 2 if you don't count the one for the sleeve. So I think I have enough with this one for the rest of the sleeve. Then I got another one for the other sleeve, and then I got a 3rd one still for the body, and then I'm just gonna knit however long the body can be knit with the yarn that I have. So that is my first whip. I also have it in this really convenient bag that I made. Showed you that last time. This is the bag. I did like an iron-on thingy, and I think it looks quite cute. But the good thing is that it does have handles, and it's a drawstring bag, so really convenient for knitting anywhere really, wherever you want to take it, but especially for the airport. So let's squish that back in here. Also, I think I forgot to tell you the needle size. Needle size is needle like 4mm needles, which are a good size for me. I think these are my favorite. Is my favorite size so far. 3 is a bit too small, especially if you hold it only single, like the yarn. 4 is just right. So the next thing, maybe something boring. Also, me and my boyfriend, we did some potato printing because I had the urge to do something childlike, and I bought these linen bags, and then we just made some potato stamps, and this is mine. And I wanted it to be a bit autumnal, and I printed on some leaves, and then I tried to embroider the rest with some thread. Here I got some gold on this sleeve. I don't know, it looks kind of strange, but It's a good way to store my projects, because I actually really like tote bags to store my projects in. Anyway, this is the yarn. I've talked about stuff like this many times before. This is some commercial yarn. This is supposedly 100% wool. It smells absolutely horrendous. I don't really know if it actually is wool. I very much doubt it. But fact is, I have quite a lot of it in stash and I want to get rid of it. So I am making a tote bag. It probably looks like nothing when I hold it up. If you've been on my Instagram, you will have seen this before. I posted a picture the other day explaining what it is. It is a tote bag. I made the bottom first. It's right here. You can see the corners right here. I picked up the stitches too tightly. So you have this really awkward ridge down here, which makes the fabric fold like the other way. So if I would let the fabric fold naturally, it would be inside out. And on the other side I have nothing, because I started making like a rectangle and then just go around and join in the round essentially, and pick up stitches like on the way of the edge. But this is where I'm at. I finished now with the pink and started with this creamy colour. I'm working on 3.5mm needles. I really am not fussed about this at all. But the reason why it's so massive is because I want to felt this. I have absolutely no idea. I have made a swatch and felting worked quite well. I've not measured anything. Like I said, I'm really not bothered about this yarn and about anything of this, but it has been quite of a comfort knit for me because it's just stockinette in the round. And yeah, it's something like, if I want something different, I grab this. I still have quite a lot to go, I think, because if this is the bottom, I need to, when you felt it, you need to make it about twice the size. What I've heard is that it shrinks about 40%. Like I said, I've not measured mine. I have absolutely no idea how much it shrinks. But here is the bottom. So this is like the bag up here, what I've done so far. Also, I have these stitch markers. Like, this is a progress marker because I want to get, you know, like make quite a lot of it because I want to be done with this project. So this has been really helpful. And then I got another one focus, yes, another one here that I also made a few months ago, which I think both work quite well with the purpose of this project, and pink and purple, they're quite nice together. So this is whip number 2, worked a bit more on that, and hopefully I can finish it soon. We'll see what happens. So whip number 3 and 4 are both things that you've not seen before, and the first one is in this project bag, and I am very frustrated because this is the first time. Sorry, the light changed. Brighten it up a bit. Yeah, that's better. And with the first one, I'm very frustrated because I've already undone this like 2 or 3 times, and I really don't know where to go with it. It's a sock. I've never made socks before. I have attempted them, I failed miserably, and said socks are just not for me. The yarn that I'm using is also an acquisition at the same time, because I did buy that just before we went on holidays because I really liked it. I saw it in the store. It's got like green and brown and blue in it, and it knits up really nicely. I think it is a really nice stripe it creates. It is Lana, Grossa, Meilenweit, Soja, Lago. This is the label. This is the color 5162, and this is a sock yarn, and supposedly the gauge is 29 stitches and 35 rows. And the cool thing about this yarn, and that's why I wanted to get it, is because it's got soy in it. So it's 60% wool, 20% polyamide, and 20% viscose made out of soy. So I thought that was quite cool and unusual. I got 2 skeins of this because I thought you would need 2 for a pair of socks, because that's what the label says. But I've also heard that people only use 1 to make a pair, so I really don't know. I'm working with my Adi Socken Wunder, I think they're called. These are short circular needles. This is 3mm, I think. And the problem that I have is that it's too big. Whatever I do, it's too big. The circumference, I wanted to use the pattern by Inga, so Knitting Traditions on YouTube. She got a sock pattern and I bought this one, and I really wanted to try her socks, I guess. And I cast on for, I think it was a medium or a large. Oh, I think it was a medium-sized sock. And that was still too big, so I went down to a small, and it's still too big, so I really don't know what to do with this. I think my gauge is too loose. I've also read quite a lot about it and tried to see what needle size other people use, because I thought 3mm might be a bit too big, but then again the label suggests 2.5 to 3 millimeters, so I really don't know. I have measured my gauge and I'm way off. I'm like at 21 stitches or something, which is a DK weight, when this is supposed to be a fingering weight. So I think I need to tighten it. I mean, I don't think it's like, I don't know if it probably is too loose. I have really no idea. Like I said, I've never made socks before. So I probably need to undo this again and try a smaller circumference. I did 2 rows where I held the yarn super tightly, and I think this has helped, but it's not comfortable knitting, and I can't find these needles in a smaller size. I also don't own anything under 3mm needles. I mean, the Chaigu are probably the best ones for socks, at least what I've heard. The shorty ones, or higher sharp, I think they also have some sock ones. But I really want to knit in the round. I've tried Magic Loop, I did not like it. Maybe I have to give it another go, I don't know, it depends on what I can find. I found another pattern that actually uses a DK weight with 3mm needles, so maybe I will try that one. I'm a bit at a loss, to be honest, because these are supposed to be socks for my boyfriend, and I really want to make him some socks. I want to start getting a sock mojo going so I can knit lots for Christmas, because I also think that they would be perfect for commuting. But I don't know, like I said, this is a bit on a stop right now because I'm frustrated again. Anyway, enough of this tragic sock story of mine. Whip number 3, and whip number 4 that I have to show you is something new again, and I'm super happy because this is the first time I am knitting cables. I am making the Dreams of Aran by Drops Design. It is a free pattern in Drops Karisma. This is the yarn. It's the color 44, it's like light grey. I'm using 4mm needles. I also had some problems with this pattern. but I am knitting the smallest size possible, and it looks like this. I am so happy how it's coming along. I've had quite a few problems with this one as well, with casting on, because it was just way too big. You're supposed to cast on with 3.5mm, and it was just so big. It was like the size of the largest size or something from the pattern. So I went down to a 3mm, and I think that sorted it. It gives you this nice curve here as well. And I can start increasing now like I normally would. And yeah, first time doing cables, I really like it. I think it's quite hard on my wrists because I'm probably not used to it. I am using a cable needle, this one right here. I have looked up how you can cable without cable needle, and I think that works quite well for the smaller braids, but just not for the honeycomb pattern here. The front and the back, by the way, look exactly the same. And what you do for the increases is you increase in, I don't know, is this moss, Irish moss, double seed, something like that. Can never remember because they have like two, sorry, my nose itches. Because they have like two different names in American and in English speaking world, I guess. Anyway, I like the pattern so far. I am a bit worried about the yarn quantity because I am already on my, yeah, this is my 3rd skein, and I'm not even a quarter of the body size. Like that could be like a really small tube top. So I'm a bit worried that I don't have enough, and hopefully I can get some more if that is the case. But yeah, I got these, so you got like a honeycomb at the front, and then you have 2 braids, 2 small ones on each side and the big one, and then you got this moss, I think it's moss stitch or double moss or something like that. So yeah, super happy about this. I am having a few troubles with counting because it's an 8-row repeat, and I do see from the cable like how many rows along I am, but I just don't know because the cables, they do have different points when you're supposed to turn them, and especially with the honeycomb it's a bit difficult for me, but I'm sure I will figure it out. I've already remembered and internalized the stitch pattern, so I don't need my sheet of paper anymore because I actually printed the pattern out to help me. And with the pattern, it only tells you which chart to do first and so on. So I color coded the like when you're supposed to do what pattern, and I think that really helped me. I don't know if anyone else does this or if it's just me, but each stitch marker, as you can see, is pretty much a different color, and they tell me when it's the beginning of a new chart. So that helped me in the beginning and when to do what, really, because I think you can get a bit lost, especially in between, like in these pearl sides here. So yeah, coming along nicely. It takes me forever to do this 8-row repeat. I think at times it took me like 1.5 hours or something ridiculous, but it's fine. I'm not stressing about this. This is just a jumper for my boyfriend again. Hopefully I'll be done it will be done for Christmas, so he can still get a little bit of wear out, but we'll see. I'm not stressing. I'm just trying to do 1-row repeat every day and try to work on that this way instead of like trying to force myself a whole day just to knit on this because it needs to get done. And I think that's quite a good strategy. I don't know, like I said, I've never done cables before, but I do enjoy it and I really want to make more of it because I just love the textures and I think especially this year, I mean, I don't know about last year really because I've not been in the knitting community for that long, but this year textures are really big and on trend, and I'm fully on board with that. So that was my last whip. I have quite a few more, but I'm not going to show you them because I've not worked on any of them. These were the 4 most recent ones, I guess. And another thing, no, I think we can now go on to the yarn acquisitions. So the most exciting part, at least for me. So yarn acquisitions. Maybe I can start with something that isn't yarn necessarily. So the first thing that I bought is a book. This is a cable book by Judith Durant. I don't really know, I don't know where she's from. It's got, I think 94 knitted cables left and right, and I think this would have been, or this would be a good idea to buy because I'm currently designing quite a few sweaters of my own. I am in the sweater design school by Sisters Mountain, and I really enjoy that course, and they teach you basically how to design a sweater, how to grade it, etc. So I'm working on a few designs of mine, and I really want to make my own cable sweater. Don't know when, I don't know if that's even gonna be this year, but I thought having like a I think it's called Stictionary, might be a good idea to see what I can work with, what I like, and what I'm going for. So that is the first thing. On that note, I also made a little swatch of one of the designs I'm working on. You probably can't see anything. This is a bit better. I have absolutely no idea how this design is going to transfer. I've had this yarn probably quite a while now, but I'm trying to make these flowers, these pearl bumps, but they're not turning out quite like I want them to, because I feel like they kind of get lost a little bit, especially far away. Oh, you can see them a bit here. So that is one design I'm working on. I'm also redoing my Snug as a Book, renamed as Ophelia sweater, which is my red sweater. You can go and have a look at other episodes if you are interested in that. I'm not gonna get into any details with that because I want to make it right and I want to do it properly this time. So yeah, a small design, and we'll see how that comes along. So things I got from England, which are quite a lot of things, but I think a lot less than what I thought I would get, which is kind of a good thing, but my wallet is still crying. I'm trying to recover, but I don't know that's really going to happen because there is a festival, like a yarn and fabric festival, coming up in about 2 or 3 weeks here in Vienna that I really want to go to, so we'll see what I'm going to pick up from there. Anyway, non-yarn, I got candles. Would it focus please? Yes, this is the first candle. It's called the Yorkshire Dales. It smells incredible. If you are ever in Meadowhall, it's the shopping centre where I got it from called. It's the Curated Makers. Focus. No, yes. Curated Makers. They have like a crafty shop with lots of people that sell the handmade stuff, and that's where I got these candles from. I got 2 more. I got Endcliffe Park and Hillsborough Park. These are the big ones, and all of them are soy wax, which I think is really cool. They smell incredible. It's so flowery, but I can't even describe it. Anyway, candles, I love scented candles, so I'm really happy I can I have them, and I can just light them at night and do a little bit of knitting, because I know it will always remind me of my holiday. Anyway, so these were, oh no, I got two more things, sorry, a bit all over the place. The other non-yarn things I got are tote bags. This is the first one. This is the Corn Exchange in Leeds. So as you can tell, we did go to Leeds. That's where I picked this up. And the other tote bag I've already shown in my Instagram post the other day, and it is this lovely bag where I currently store quite a few of my yarn in, and it says just here for biscuits, and I just loved it because I think British biscuits are the best. So these are two tote bags that I picked up. Then I saw some fabric. It's in this paper bag. I bought some fabric because it just looked so nice. It's strawberries on this really nice dark blue background, and I will definitely make some project bags with this fabric. And then from Leeds, where I got the tote bags from, I also got some pins. These are the two pins that I got. I think they are just so cute. Got this nice bird and this cat, and it says, the book itself says Harry Potter because it's a cat. Is that upside down? I don't know. There we go. I thought that was just so cute, and I read a lot and I like to read a lot, just like knitting, and I thought these were perfect. So these will go on my project bags as well. So yarn. Now we're finally here, we got all the other stuff out of the way. I went to a few yarn shops. Yeah, let's just start with this bag. So the first, well, not the first shop that we went to, but a shop that we went to is in a place called the Peak District, and it's called Peak District Yarns. You might have seen this before. Like I said, I posted a few things on Instagram, and she is a hand dyer, an indie dyer, and I picked these beautiful skeins up. This blue one is a DK weight, and it's called Frozen Lake. This is 100% merino wool, and it's got these gorgeous colours, these variegations. It's got some yellow, some orange, some pink here at the end. I think this is just incredible. I picked up 3 skeins of this. Here's the third one. 3 skeins. I have no idea what I'm going to make with it, because I thought 3 is enough for me for probably a sweater. I made a shirt from, I think that was fingering weight. I made a shirt before, and I used 2 skeins of hand-dyed yarn and still had some leftovers where I could make a bralette out of it. So I think 3 will be enough for at least a cropped sweater, if it's more like skin tight and cropped. Absolutely no idea what really to make with it. It was just beautiful and I wanted to have it. So these are the first 3, and then I bought 2 more. I always say I'm not a pink person, and yet I always pick up pink things, which is a bit ironic. It's these 2 gorgeous things. These are called Marshmallow Sock. It is a 4-ply, and it's got 80% merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon. It is so soft, it's ridiculous. I mean, even the blue one is super soft, but you can really tell that there is something different, like there's something else with it that makes it super soft. I have only 2 of these. Well, I have 2 of these. and I thought I could make a shirt out of it. I need shirts in my wardrobe. I barely have any knitted shirts. But because this is, it seems like you will get stripes with it. I'm not a super stripy person, so I really don't know what to make with it. If you have any suggestions for this yarn or the blue one, please leave it down below in the comments so I can look through. I thought something with lace would be kind of fun, or like a what's it called? Yeah, some kind of element at the top, like a ranunculus, but at the same time it might be distracting because of the stripes, because of the variegation. I don't know. I have, like I said, no idea what I'm actually gonna make with it, but it is in my stash and I'm very happy about it. So that was Peak District Yarns. Very, very lovely owner. Highly recommend going there. She's got beautiful yarns. She also ships well, I don't think she ships worldwide, but if you send her a message, I'm sure she can arrange something with you. And yeah, wanted to pick up lots and lots of more, but luckily I didn't, because it was actually quite tight getting my suitcase closed at the end of the day. Anyway, the other shop we went to is called, what did oh, here. I got the business cards. So this is Peak District Yarns. And sorry, I need a sip of tea. My voice is starting to give out. Anyway, the other shop is Woolful. Really cool shop. They have commercial yarn and hand-dyed yarn, which is a great combination. The owner again is super lovely. They have so many different colors, so many different yarn weights. They got needles, they got pretty much everything you could ever want as a knitter. And this was actually on the way to Peak District Yarns, which we didn't know, but then the lady at Peak District Yarns gave me this really cool sheet of paper that tells you what route you can take to cover basically all hand-dyed yarn shops or yarn shops in general in the area, which I thought was really cool. And because this was on the way, of course, I told my boyfriend we have to stop, otherwise I'm gonna regret it forever. The things I picked up from there, because I couldn't decide, I only picked up a few things, is sock yarn. Surprise, surprise. This is 75% wool, 25% nylon. It's from the Yorkshire Spinners and it's called Signature 4-ply. It is a sock yarn, like I said, but I am a bit on yeah, I'm not too good with socks. So I bought this before I came home and realized that the sock that I started before I went on holidays is actually way too big and wrong, in the hopes I could make my boyfriend another pair of socks. The colour is called Owi, O-W-I. I think you pronounce it Owi, not really sure, but the colours are really pretty, very manly, I guess you could say. But it's got some brown, some like off-white, some white, some blue. Really cool. Excited to see how it's gonna turn out. I think it's gonna be very stripy by the way of this is presented in the ball. But like I said, I don't know. I might try making these socks with this yarn, because this recommends a US 3 or 3 and 3.25mm needles, which would actually fit better with the 3mm needles that I have, because I would probably get a better gauge. But like I said, I don't know. If you have any recommendations on socks, a good sock pattern that I should try, or any advice you can give me about gauge or needles or anything concerning socks, please leave them down below. Very much appreciated. And the second thing that I bought was a bit on a whim. I really don't know what I'm gonna make with this, but this is the yarn. It is called Stylecraft Naturals Bamboo and Cotton. 60% bamboo, 40% cotton. It is incredibly soft. Like, I know bamboo is soft because I do have some bamboo yarn, but this is just incredibly soft. This recommends a needle size 4mm for knitting, and the color is called Pumice. I have absolutely no idea. It's 7154. It is a pinky grey color. It goes more into the grey category than the warmer ones, like the cooler tones and the warmer ones. I picked up 2. I don't know what to make with it. I just thought it would be good to have it in my stash because I don't know if I can go back to that yarn shop, and I've not seen this yarn before. I probably will make a cami. I thought that might be good, maybe something from my favorite things knitwear, like a cami number 4 or 5, something like this, or maybe even something different. How many meters are there actually? It's DK weights 250 meters. So in total I got 500. That should be enough. But these will just go straight into my stash. I'm not planning on making anything, especially because it's winter and I'm all here for sweaters. But yeah, that is that. And then the next big chunk, I wanted to go to the mill. Wollyknit has got a mill very close to where my boyfriend's family lives, and I really wanted to go to the mill, but then it was easier just ordering the yarn. So I picked up this really nice colour. I don't know if I can take it out, but I think you can see it here. If the light, yeah. It's a really dark green. This is the Wath Mill yarn from Selworth. This is Celtic green, and I believe it's a DK. Yeah, 22 stitches, 204 meters. In DK I got 5 balls. Don't know what I want to make with it. I had the vision of making a cable sweater with this, but I don't think I have enough. I was a bit too ambitious with that in my head, so this will go in my stash for now, and I'm sure I'll find something in the future. I specifically wanted some DK weight because then I don't need to hold it with anything extra and I can just use this as it is. Green is not typically my go-to colour, but I thought I want to try get out of my comfort zone and see if I like it, if it's a colour I would consider wearing more of, and we'll see. I've not yet decided yet. So that is the first thing, and then the second thing, I bought a cone. I bought 100% British wool cone, but because we only have a suitcase and the cones are quite big, I wound it up by hand. So this is Wollyknit 100% British wool cone in the colour cinnamon brown. That is it, cinnamon brown. And this was a lot of work. This is like I said before, I like fingering weight. This is the same yarn that I'm making my Frankie sweater with. I got quite a few tiny skeins of this. Like I said, I had to wind it up by hand, which was a big job. Probably wouldn't recommend it, but this was the easiest way to get it home, because I actually took some vacuum sealed bags with me because I knew I would buy quite a lot of yarn, and this is literally the best way you can transport yarn with, because you have so much air in the yarn ball itself, and it reduces about, well, to about a quarter of the size what it originally is. So that's why I had to hand wind it up, because I knew I would buy a cone. So that is everything from Wollyknit. I have no idea what to make with this yarn. I don't have any plans for any of this yarn really. I just wanted to have it because it would be quite a while before I can get it again. But I really like the colour. I'm super into browns, even though my natural colour is like a really dark brown. But I think this might be quite nice. What do we think? I think we say yes. So yeah, no idea what to do with this. Going into my stash, probably a sweater. I really just want to make sweaters for the rest of this year, this season. But we'll see if I have other plans. And then the last yarn shop we went to was not planned at all, but it was a very cool experience. It is World of Wool, and I bought this yarn. This is the marble yarn. It is a DK weight, 80% merino and 20% silk, which gives it this nice sheen. Probably not really tell on the camera. It is also incredibly soft for like when you hold it, and this is the colour sandalwood. I think we are developing a bit of a theme here in terms of colours. But yeah, this was not planned. I got 10 balls of this, I think it was 10, and it was very chaotic when I got there, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah, 21 stitches. Don't know what to make with it, but I believe I will make my own sweater with this, because I really just crave to have yarn that I can just pick up and start designing something, or like when I have an idea to try and make it with this yarn, because I do have quite a lot of yarn in my stash where I already have plans for, and then I don't want to take it because I have a plan for it. So this one is like my own, or hopefully will be my own design. Who knows, I might decide to do something completely different and to change plans. Who knows? But yeah, these are all of my yarn acquisitions, and now I will tell you a little bit about my trip if you want. As you might be able to tell, my boyfriend's family lives in the north. By all of these yarn acquisitions that I got and the places I went to, they live in the north. I've been there once before, and then the good old Rona hit and we couldn't go back for about 2.5 years. So this was the first time I've been back in England, and I really enjoyed it. We did so many things. We went to quite a lot of places. We've been to Huddersfield, Leeds, we've been to the coast, to Whitby and Robin Hood's Bay and Sheffield. Am I missing something? I don't think so. We wanted to go to Manchester as well, but we just didn't have the time because it was the Queen's funeral on Monday, a week before we left, and that kind of put a break onto our plans. Oh, we went to York, that was it. We went to York as well. So yeah, the Queen's funeral, so we couldn't really do anything. We've just been at home, which felt a bit of a waste of a day, but at the same time I understand it was a big thing and quite a sad thing as well, of course. So the flight there was quite chaotic. We had quite a lot of turbulences. and then our luggage wouldn't arrive and we had to wait for like 1.5 hours because they lost the luggage of the whole plane, which was just a whole nother disaster, pure stress. But eventually we got to my boyfriend's parents' house. They have 2 cats, which is really nice to be surrounded by pets, and we did lots and lots of things like go shopping, go to different places, go to different restaurants, meet some friends that have been here, either here in Austria. Well, most of them have been here, so it was really nice seeing them again and just enjoy the time and enjoy being on holidays, not having that many responsibilities. And I really want to go back again. Like, this was the first time where I came back and I thought, this does not feel like home. I want to go back to England. I feel more at peace there than here, which was quite strange, but at the same time I knew it was where it was coming from, deep in my heart. And I really hope that in the future we can live in England. It's a bit difficult, especially at the moment with the prices of things, but this is like my dream, that we get a house in England and live there. So yeah, it was kind of sad coming back, a bit of a shock being back into, well, not a shock, but it was just different. It's a different life here, different culture and everything, and I've not seen my family just yet because, like I said, I came down with a bit of a sore throat thanks to the plane's aircon, as I hope many of you can relate to. I think planes are the worst when it comes to aircon, because it's just way too cold, and I was so careful, but apparently not careful enough. But it's fine. And yeah, I had one exam last week. Don't really want to go into that. So it's now back to normal uni life. I've got my first lecture starting tomorrow, and now I've also got a weekend course, so my Saturdays are also kind of gone. But it is my last semester and I really can't wait to finish this study. I want to get on with my life. I want to get out of uni and just be myself, I guess. See what I can offer to the world, and yeah, just knit, I guess. So I think that was everything from me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry I was a little bit all over the place. I need to get back into the zone, how to do these podcasts properly. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have lots and lots of knitting time, and yeah, just enjoy life, I guess. Stay safe, and I'm gonna see you later. Bye!